Yes, love is in the air, celebrating one of the most Hallmark made up holidays, Valentine's Day. But you know what? It does even matter because one thing that it's all about in Valentine's Day is revenge, especially revenge from past lovers and celebrating the life of being a single person, embracing love around yourself and love for revenge. But that's not the case because today's video, we're going to be doing a prediction video for NXT Vengeance Day. That is right, you guys. We're in the second WWE Premium Live events of 2024, the first PLE for the NXT brand. And let me tell you, like, I'm actually quite looking forward to it, even though, like, I've seen, like, a couple people kind of, like, forgot about, like, oh, Vengeance Day is this Sunday, February 4th. You know what? It's all good because we're just still on the high from post-Royal Rumble. It's all good. So we do have 6 matches right here, and I'm recording this on a Friday before SmackDown airs. 6 matches. I doubt they're going to be a pre-show that's going to be taking place before the show's going to start with the main card. But for now, let's just go ahead and take over 6 of the cards. But before I get started, hi, how are you doing? I'm your girl, Sienna Chanel, or SC for short. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. Also, like this video, share, and hit the bell icon to see when I'll be dropping new videos in a long forum or even on YouTube Shorts. And also, you can follow me all over on social media, linked in the description down below. And you know what? Let's get started because YouTube is coming back and full on swinging. But anyway, let's go ahead and start off with the first up. And this is going to be in no particular order. I feel for this first match, it's going to be the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals. And the winner will receive a future opportunity to compete for the NXT Tag Team Champions. And as they all know, the current NXT Tag Team Champion is the family, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Sachs Lorenzo. So you have is Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker versus Trick Mello Gang, which is Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. And I must say, I'm actually really excited for this match. I know Trick Williams is going to be pulling a double duty because he has a main event match that's going to be facing, which I'll get into that later on. And with the relationship with Trick and Mello, it has been going on for months now, and ever since like there has been an accusation of who's been attacking Trick Williams and then Carmelo Hayes. A lot of like twisting and turning going on. But then again, it's like everyone is anticipating like who's going to be turning heel. People obviously is going to be Mello. People will say it's Trick. And with the odd pairing of Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker, it's absolute textbook perfection. Especially like how they tried to come into an agreement with a team name to like attire. I mean, the chemistry between both of these gentlemen is like absolutely superb. It gives like Cesaro and Sheamus vibe to it, and that's what kind of reminds me of it as well. And plus, Braun Breaker is off to a great start. He just entered the Royal Rumble this year representing NXT, and so is Carmelo Hayes as well. So for my pick, because I feel like something's going to happen between one of the teams. And I feel like one of the teams is definitely going to be winning the tournament. And I'm going for Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin to win. And what's going to be happening, someone's going to turn heel. Or Mello is going to be the one that's going to turn on Trick Williams. And Trick is going to have time to recover before his main event match. So that's what the unlikely scenario is going to happen. Anyway, let's move on to the next match. Next up you have is Dijak versus Joe Gacy in a no DQ match. Now, this match has been like kind of brewing in the making, especially in a short period of time, because like Joe Gacy was the one that's infiltrated one of Dijak's match when he was on commentary. And then from there on, it's like they were having like a short but interesting storyline. Especially Joe Gacy is now on his own. And with Dijak being like the tough mercenary he is in NXT, that's what I'm seeing my perspective. And that no DQ match is going to be brutal. But who do I think will win? I feel like he really needs to get his push going, especially like, you know, he's been losing some matches. But I feel it's time for him. He better be elevated into like a top star. I'm going with Dijak to pick up the victory against Joe Gacy. And next up for the match, we're going to be going for the title match, which is going to be the NXT North American Championship match between the current champ, Oba Femi, versus Dragon Lee. Oba was the one that actually cashed in the NXT Breakouts tournament contract, and he won. And so this is pretty much a rematch, but it's no brainer because Dragon Lee's has already been on SmackDown already, and he's part of LWO. Well, in my perspective, but I'm going to say Obi Femi's going to retain, and then we'll see more of him going on, especially as a champion. Now, next up you have is a 6-person tag team match. You have is the D'Angelo family, Tony D'Angelo, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and Ariana Rizzo versus OTM, which is Lucian Price, Bronco Nima, and Jada Parker with Script. And yeah, this has been a pretty interesting feud in the making ever since OTM did lost the, their tag team championship opportunities against the family. And from there on, there has been a feud going on, especially with Ariana Rizzo and Jada Parker on there, which both of these ladies cost each other during the Women's Battle Royal, which the winner receives like an opportunity to face Lyra Valkyria for the NXT Women's Champion at Vengeance Day. That's how everything has been folded to. I would say for my pick to win, I'm going to go with the family to actually beat OTM, though, especially with Ariana Rizzo. Like her performance in the Battle Royal, very superb. We saw what Jada Parker can do too, but hopefully we'll see more of these ladies as well. So those are my pick. And next up, speaking of which, you have is the NXT Women's Championship match. You have is the current champion Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. Roxanne was the one that wins the Battle Royal, and of course this whole like situation going on with Lyra and Tatum Paxley is going to full effect. This is kind of like reminds me of the whole Trish Stratus, Mickie James like storyline from years ago. It brought me back a whole new nostalgic, but this is much more darker than expected, more creepier, and actually here for it though. And with Roxanne Perez, you saw that she has this whole new attitude, especially showing her unhinged side of her. That kind of reminds me of a certain someone that should have been in the Women's Royal Rumble, but you know what? It's all good because Roxanne Perez is channeling in her inner AJ Lee. And plus, Roxanne Perez was representing NXT for the Women's Royal Rumble for the second year in a row. So she's off to a very incredible start. So who do I think will win? Well, anything can happen. And so I'm going to throw in a curveball. I do see Lyra Valkyria to retain the title. That way Roxanne Perez's like unhinged attitude will come in play. And then Tatum Paxley will be the one that'll cost Roxanne the title. And Lyra will retain, and then Lyra will be upset, and then music hit, Lola Vice, and of course, Lola attack Lyra, pick up the victory, and yes, she's gonna win the NXT Women's Champion. I do see Lola Vice, who has the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament contract. That's gonna happen. So I'm gonna go with Lyra Valkyria to retain, and Lola Vice to cash in her contract. And now we're going to move on to the main event match, which is for the NXT Championship match. The current champ, Ilya Dragunov versus Whoop That Trick. What? Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Yeah. Trick Williams. So, like I said before, like for the possible first match that's going to play in the card would be the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals. And for this scenario, Trick Williams gotta have to be the one that's gonna be able to stand on his own. If he's gonna be the one that's gonna be attacked and then surpassed, I know this match is gonna be hella brutal for sure between Ilya and Trick Williams. Anything can happen though. And I know towards the end of the last episode, NXT is kind of weird because like Ilya wanted to hug Trick before Trick got blindsided by Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. Anything can happen. But for my pick, I mean, it is a pretty hard pick to choose for. I'm actually going to go with Ilya Dragunov to retain a title. Have him hold the title up until NXT Stand and Deliver, which is going to be the next pay-per-view for NXT brand. And it's going to be during Mania weekend. So have Ilya hold that title for much longer. And for Trick Williams, he can definitely start off with the feud with Melo. So there you have it, you guys. Those are like my prediction. I'm going to go over with my picks one more time. So for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals, I'm going with Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. And then for no DQ match, I'm going with Dijak over Joe Gacy. And the NXT North American Championship match, I pick Obi Femi to retain the title over Dragon Lee. Then the 6-person tag team match, I go with the family over OTM. The NXT Women's Championship match, I'm going with Lyra Valkyria to retain over Roxanne Perez, and then a cash-in for the contract from Lola Buzz and to win the NXT Women's Champion. And for the main event, I'm going with Ilya Dragunov to retain over Trick Williams. So there you have it, you guys. Comment down below. What do you think of the prediction video? Who's your pick? Are you excited for NXT Vengeance Day and everything going on in NXT? So make sure to like this video, share. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon when I'll be dropping new videos. And also when I'll be dropping YouTube shorts, because you'll be seeing a whole lot of like YouTube shorts coming from me because of the whole situation that's been going on TikTok, that's been going on very recently. And I have a feeling with YouTube, it's definitely going to be making a comeback, especially with the help from YouTube shorts. And also, make sure to follow me on all social media. Link in the description down below as well. And I do stream sometime every Sunday on Twitch. I don't have like a schedule. It's going to be like around the afternoon to the evening after NXT Vengeance Day or the Super Bowl, which is the week after and whatnot. Till then, this is your girl Sienna Chanel, or SC for short. Hope everyone is having a very lovely day, night, and wherever you are. Take care and etc., y'all.